everybody, it's Sian from Shiloh Within Counselling, back again to continue with our series on the 5 love languages, and tonight we're going to talk about words of affirmation. So if you're able to join me, please say hi and make a comment in the comments bar below, and also if you're able to watch the replay, then please put #replay in the comments so that I can know that you've watched. If you've got any questions about what I say, you're also free to ask questions or make comments in the space below. So let's get into words of affirmation. So as I said last night, the 5 love languages was a book written by Dr. Gary Chapman, and he talks about there being 5 predominant ways that people receive and give love. So we all have usually 1, maybe 2, very close to the top of our love languages, and there is a quiz on his website called the 5 love languages that you can do, and you can work out what your 5 what order your love languages come in. So which ones you predominantly speak, which means that when you show love to other people, you show them in that love language, and when you receive love, you receive it better. You feel more loved if somebody's speaking your predominant love language. So words of affirmation is all about the words that we speak. So if you have a spouse who has this as their predominant love language, you will probably be able to tell by the way that they speak to you and to other people, in that they will often compliment other people. They will often encourage with their words, and they will be very grateful via their words to other people. So if your spouse is a words of affirmation person, then the ways that you can love them, show them love, is to encourage them with your words. You can send them a note or a kind text, or write them a loving letter. Those things will fill up what Dr. Gary Chapman will fill up their love tank. So they will feel loved, and they will feel valued, and they'll be able to give more love as well. Saying admiring things about a person's work is speaking the love language of words of affirmation. Saying thank you for something that they've done, and in that be quite specific, because the more specific you are, the more they understand what it is that you're appreciating, and spending the time to speak kindly to them about. Encouraging any efforts, and also the tone of voice is very important for a person who speaks the love language of words of affirmation as their top love language. As a self-love practice, if you are a person who has this as your primary love language, it's really important to take care of and notice your self-talk, because we often pick up negative messages as we're growing up, and we can often be super critical of ourselves and the way that we talk to ourselves. So if you're noticing what you're saying to yourself is negative, and words of affirmation is something that's really highly valued by you, then there are ways that you can change that self-talk and be more kind, be more self-compassionate through the ways that you speak to yourself. Encourage yourself in the things that you're doing. Celebrate things that you're doing, that you've won in, and that you've achieved. And if you've received certificates or qualifications, don't be afraid to hang them on the wall and have them as a visual that you've achieved, and then celebrate those things over and over again that you've walked that path and you've got to the finish line. What to avoid with somebody who speaks words of affirmation. And so, as I was explaining last night, when a person speaks a love language, when a person has a predominant love language, that is something that they receive the love in, but they also can have their love tank drained through the opposite happening. So the opposite of words of affirmation, criticism. Now, criticism is actually different to feedback. So, and that's a bit of a skill that we need to learn, is to be able to give feedback without cutting down, without character assassination, without sarcasm, and without those damaging ways of communicating. So particularly important for people who predominantly have words of affirmation as their love language. Swearing is another thing that would be quite hurtful often to a person who has words of affirmation high on their list. And yelling. So tone of voice, once again, the delivery of what you're trying to say can be really a sensitive thing for somebody who speaks words of affirmation, because they'll be looking for encouragement, they'll be looking for positivity, they'll be looking for things that lift them up and build them up. So if you have any questions about the love languages, if you have any questions about words of affirmation, or anything that I've said today, please feel free to comment below, or you can private message me, and we'll be putting our contact details at the bottom of the live when it's posted. We'll also we have availabilities for counselling if you would like to book a session, so please let us know, and I'd be happy to speak with you and to make time to have sessions with you. All right, I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for listening, and I will look forward to speaking with you tomorrow night at the same time. Okay, bye.